Hello everyone, welcome back to Remind, knowledge-sharing channel self-development through good books. This week, I want to share with you an incredibly valuable book. True kindness always hides in the shadows, through the famous novel The Shadow Thief by French author Marc Levy. In 2010, a novel of just over 200 pages sold 450,000 copies in a single week. From the moment it was published, it was embraced with overwhelming enthusiasm. That novel is the renowned The Shadow Thief. The story follows a boy who is constantly bullied by his classmates. One day, he accidentally discovers he possesses a superpower. Whenever his shadow overlaps with someone else's, he can steal that shadow. And from the stolen shadow, he can hear the owner's deepest secrets. A classmate who appears cheerful and carefree hides a shattered heart. Another who seems happy has endured a painful childhood. Someone who looks mature and composed carries deep scars inside. Let us set aside the fairy tale magic of this novel and look closely at what the author has left us. These are moments that reveal the quiet struggles of ordinary people and the silent power of kindness. That kindness already exists within each of us, waiting for us to awaken it. This is a novel called a fairy tale for adults, because every reader can find a part of themselves somewhere in its pages. It is an immensely warm story, yet it has brought tears to countless readers. And when read with reflection, it helps us understand another dimension of true kindness, a kindness that remains silent in the dark, never needing to be spoken aloud. Part 1. Keeping others' weaknesses hidden in the shadows. The story begins when the boy transfers to a new school after moving with his parents to a small town. The unfamiliar environment brings all sorts of troubles, the worst coming from a classmate named Michel, a rude, mischievous child with a gang of followers. During a class president election, Michel, confident in his popularity, runs for the position, but no one votes for him except himself. This humiliates him deeply. Even worse, the girl he likes ignores him, treats him coldly and grows close to someone else. Enraged, Michel tries desperately to hide his shame. He takes out his anger on the Shadow Thief boy, beating him and locking him in a closet. Then by chance the boy steals Michel's shadow. From it he learns a hidden truth. Michel is actually gentle at heart, but his father considers him unmanly. He is constantly scolded, insulted, even beaten. Once, while hunting with his father, Michel couldn't bring himself to kill a small rabbit and let it escape. For that alone, his father pointed at his face and shouted, "You worthless thing." Michel grew up in a family where neither parent valued him. His father yelled, his mother stayed silent and only watched. The shadow of Michel wept as it spoke. "My owner thinks he is stupid and unwanted. He has suffered since childhood, and it only gets worse as he grows." Being dismissed by his parents was a fatal blow, the very thing Michel most wanted to conceal. But upon learning this truth, the Shadow Thief boy chooses kindness. His kindness is not consolation or advice. He simply remains silent. He keeps Michel's weakness hidden, like a shadow behind the back. He understands that Michel is deeply insecure, and all his bullying is just a way to seek attention and validation from others. The Shadow Thief boy stays quiet and does not expose his enemy's vulnerability. Only someone with a compassionate heart can see through a situation so clearly. The next day, when he meets Michel, he only reminds him about the upcoming field trip. A few days later, during the outing, the boy gets lost. By chance, Michel is the one who finds him. On the way back, the boy proudly tells the class, "Thank goodness for Michel, he's really amazing." Michel stands stunned. Then the teacher and classmates applaud. From that day on, Michel becomes a different person, quieter, no longer bullying the boy. Later, he is elected class president, and as an adult, he becomes the mayor of the town. The world is full of different lives and circumstances. Everyone has weaknesses, embarrassing moments, confusions, or regrets. We may see others' vulnerabilities and despair, but it's hard to see the truth behind them. Often behind incomprehensible words or actions lies a scarred childhood, a difficult life, despair, or insecurities we know nothing about. When you learn someone's weakness or shame, choose silence. Never expose it. This is true kindness. And always remember, everyone has flaws, private pains, fragile things in their heart they don't want touched. It has been said that a truly kind and educated person does not eat without spilling rice, but does not watch when others spill. They do not discuss private matters or expose others' mistakes. Seeing through but not speaking. Knowing weaknesses but not revealing or embarrassing. This is the most basic kindness toward another human being. True kindness sometimes must be kept in the dark, and sometimes silence alone is more than enough. Part 2. Do not interfere in others' lives. The boy's first friend in life is Luke. Though from a poor family, Luke is ambitious. From childhood, he dreamed of becoming a doctor. But later, it is the shadow thief boy who gets into medical school, while Luke, due to family hardship, returns home to work as a baker, helping parents on the brink of bankruptcy. For a long time, Luke always appeared content and happy to the boy, so he felt reassured about his friend. But one day, Luke's shadow secretly follows the boy home and says, "Please help my owner change his life and take him with you before it's too late. Help him become who he wants to be." Hearing this, the boy grows anxious and wants to run to Luke's father immediately to reveal Luke's true feelings, hoping to help his friend. But his mother stops him. If Luke knew you went to his father, he might blame you. This is his life. He must decide for himself. Yet compassion for his friend makes it hard to listen. He runs straight to the bakery. But as soon as he sees Luke's father, his mother's words echo, "You cannot interfere in someone else's life even if you mean well. Remember, it is their life." His face flushes, but in the end he leaves without speaking the truth. A few days later, on his way back to the dorm, he sees Luke waiting with a suitcase. It turns out Luke's father had seen through everything and allowed him to pursue medicine. In the end, with the shadow thief boy's help, Luke passes the exam and receives a scholarship. The story of Luke and the shadow thief boy reminds me of a saying, "Everyone has their own life trajectory." You have a mountain to climb. I have a river to cross. The mountain climber need not ask how deep the river is. The river crosser need not care how high the mountain. Mountains and rivers are different paths, each with its own beauty and thorns. Circumstances differ, feelings differ. Even toward those most important to us, even when we mean well, do not interfere in their lives. You cannot know the concerns or unspeakable secrets behind their choices. In reality, such people always exist. You want to study a field you love, but someone kindly says it has no future. Choose field A or B instead. You want to build a career, but someone kindly advises settling down first. You want to return to work after childbirth, but someone kindly says women should stay home. This is no different from forcibly lighting a lamp for others. An act assumed to be good may not be good for them. Advice that sounds wise and rational may be disastrous for the other person. Ultimately, people differ in experience and reality. No one can take responsibility for another's life, nor do they have the right to decide it. Your answer, even if absolutely correct, may not solve their question. No matter how close the relationship, do not play the role of teacher. As a German writer said, "I only give advice when asked. Even then I'm cautious because experience is like old clothes. It rarely fits another. Help when asked. If you can truly help, do so. If not, let it be." When others do not need you, even if you know something good for them, silence is better. Rather than using kindness to meddle, focus on your own affairs and take responsibility for yourself. Psychologist Carl Jung once said, "Do not try to change others. All you can do is be like the sun, radiate your own light and warmth." For those groping in the dark, what they crave most may not be a lamp, but a lighthouse. Do not forcibly light lamps for everyone around you. True kindness turns your care into spring rain, silently moistening everything. Part 3. Do not touch others' scars. Another significant figure in the boy's childhood is the school guard, Uncle Iz. Though more than 40 years apart in age, they become close friends. Uncle Izzy's story begins with an accident. One day, the school kitchen's gas explodes. The blast nearly kills him and reveals a secret he had hidden for decades. The boy clearly remembers that night. The injured guard sneaks back into the burned duty room to search for a notebook his deceased mother supposedly wrote for him. At that moment, his shadow suddenly appears. The boy witnesses a strange scene. Izzy's mother died at his birth. He grew up with relatives, never seeing her. He had imitated a mother stone and written letters to himself. He risked danger to retrieve this notebook, which contained only words he had imagined. What he craved was his mother's warmth. Iz had lied, but what a sad lie it was. The shadow thief boy vows to let him feel a mother's love. He asks his own mother to write a warm letter, buries it, and guides Iz to find it himself. The plan succeeds. Iz not only finds the letter, but is deeply encouraged. The boy joyfully says, "Every mother's greatest wish is for her child to be happy. You should be happy and pursue your own life." Days later, Iz quits his guard job. He returns to work he loves and follows his own path. In truth, we are all like Iz, each carrying a quiet sorrow. It may be a broken relationship, a humiliating fall, a crushing failure, or a late regret with no chance to mend. We all live through such moments, so when you see someone's scar, do not touch it. Do not speak of it. Exposing it is like sprinkling salt on a wound. As a famous economist said, "The road to hell is paved with good intentions, and those intentions are what we believe to be right." The greatest kindness is not invading another's life, not crossing boundaries, not touching their emotional wounds. The Shadow Thief was hailed by French media as the most moving novel in over a decade. It has no dramatic life or death struggles, no passionate love or hatred with gripping plots. It is like a gentle song playing on afternoon radio, letting warm stories flow through our hearts. And remember, no matter how hard life is, there are always those who quietly protect us. Life holds many regrets, but also countless warmths silently kept. It is this silent protection and warmth that makes our lives sweeter. Thank you for listening. If you found this video helpful, please share it with those around you to spread a little warmth as spring arrives. Don't forget to support Remind with a like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for the latest videos. May you and I both be suns, shining on our own, never forcing light on others, giving warmth through quiet kindness. Thank you, goodbye, and see you in the next videos.